The night wind had a cold bite to it as it swirled about you. It was cold and was damp. It had been raining. And your feet were cold too. You looked down to discover that you were barefooted, and something else as well. You chuckled to yourself when you realized you were in your pajamas. It was the middle of the night. You were standing on a wet sidewalk. The only lights ahead of you were the occasional street light, and there was not a sound to be heard. But where were you? And why were you here? And then, in the far-off distance, you heard it for the first time. It was the sound of an old calliope playing one of those circus numbers, that you always hear. Only the notes were wrong. The cadence of the music was wrong. It somehow felt jagged and disjointed. And as you continued to walk down the wet sidewalk, the sound of the calliope grew louder and louder until it was all you could hear. It filled your senses. And like magic, a moment later, you found yourself standing in front of an old, dilapidated carnival. Obviously, it had seen better days. But why were you here? And where exactly was here? No one else seemed to be around but you. But you could hear muffled voices in the background. Everyone seemed to be laughing, and yet you couldn't see anyone around. As you stepped deeper into the carnival, you realized they weren't laughing at all. They were screaming, and a voice whispered in your ear, "Going my way?" With a start, you woke up and sat straight up in bed. Cold beads of sweat were pouring down your forehead. You'd been dreaming. It was a dream, but it seemed so vivid and so real. What was that dream all about? Why was it that you had that dream? You pulled the covers back to get out of bed to go get a glass of water, and that's when you realized that your feet were wet and soiled, and the bottoms of your pajamas were wet also. But it had only been a dream. At least I thought it was. What was it? What was it? Maybe it was a warning. Things you're doing, things you're believing in. You've just started a year or so ago practicing the black arts. And a slight discontentment that had started when you started practicing the black arts seemed to increase as time went by. And you always seemed to have these weird dreams. This was the weirdest one of all. It was a warning. It was your soul telling you were in a place you should not be, doing things that were better left undone. While you still can, while there's still time enough left for you to do this, accept and believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior. Become one of Jesus Christ's own while you still can. Until next time, this is Stephen. Talk to you when the wind shifts. See ya. Bye.